Hey guys, Lawrence here, and I've just finished recording for this week's discussion, and I thought it'd be the right time to bring back an old staple from the original incarnation of this channel before it got really huge. If any of you remember it, it's time for the rebirth of the comment section. The comment section is a place where you can ask me questions. I managed to pull up a few and I'm going to answer for you now. If you'd like to have a question answered by me, just leave it down in the comments below because, you know, literally the comment section. I have a few questions and I hope you don't mind answering them. Okay, well I mean, that's what we're doing here. I know you used to do regular anime reviews but seem to have stopped doing them. Why did you stop them? Put simply, it was down to the fact that I was getting copyright claims falsely. Even though it was meant to be a critique and I only showed clips or even just stills from anime, it just made it rather hostile to be an anime reviewer, at least in my eyes. So therefore, Anaphile and the like had to really kind of be put on hold. Do you have any other mecha anime that you like aside from Nadesico and Daiguard? Oh yeah, I love Silent Mobius for one. That may not be truly mecha, but it is something. And then there is also Patlabor and Dominion Tank Police. Oh, those early 90s anime, I love those. Have you watched My Hero Academia, and if so, could you give your thoughts on it? I have watched My Hero, but I've only watched the first 11 episodes. I waited until season 3 finished, so I could kind of just like get a good chunk of time to take. My thoughts so far? Really nice. Do you have any favourite video games based on sandboxes or survival? Oh man, I love Subnautica, but it's really scary, so I have to find the right moment to do that. But I played the Universe Sim for a little bit. That's kind of like a god game. That's a lot of fun. But I'm just wanting the right moment and the right kind of game where I could do a sandbox type thing. I'm looking forward to Fallout 76. Expect playthroughs sometime soon, maybe on my Twitch or maybe here. What about Go Q&A? I would love to see new videos of it. Ah yes, quite easily one of the most asked questions about me. And the reason why I don't do Go Q&A anymore is just down to the fact that it became rather stale in my eyes. 85% of the questions were about food and 15% was, what was Goku going to do with Chi-Chi? It just got a bit samey, to be honest. Maybe I might go back to it at a later date, but for now, it's kind of on the back burner. If I were to meet you in real life, would you prefer to be called Masako or Lawrence? I don't mind, really. I mean, anyone that watches this channel, if they want to call me Lawrence, then sure. And Masako? Yeah, I'm game, I don't mind. If your child self saw you today, would they be happy? I think their mind would be blown that I kind of made something for myself. I had a childhood which was really dogged with obesity and not being popular. I remember there was a time at school when they said it wasn't cool to be friends with Lawrence. Like, I wouldn't say unpopular, but no one really cared. I had some friends, of course. I still am in contact with a couple of my friends from my primary school days, but honestly, I was kind of okay with the concept of me dying alone. That may sound really shocking to you, but it was true. My life's turned around considerably. Dearest Lawrence, do you have any interest in music? If so, what kind of genres or bands do you like? I'm kind of game with anything really. I love jazz, I love kind of lo-fi music. Electronica's always good. Alternative rock and stuff like that. Heavy metal, that's always a good time for that. But yeah, it's kind of eclectic. How you doing? I'm doing good. What anime would you recommend for someone who isn't knowledgeable in anime but is interested in it? I tried to find anime that is very similar to Western style shows. My Hero Academia is the perfect starter anime because it is very similar to things like Teen Titans, the Justice League, stuff like that, Young Justice, all those stories. So if you can find those types of things and then kind of branch out into the more nuanced superhero shows, the mecha series, maybe if you want to get into slice of life if you like a drama. It all depends on what you like on the Western side of things and seeing if there's an anime equivalent. Would you ever consider reviving or reimagining Anaphile or a new run of Gateway? Oh yeah, Gateway, that was the thing. That was meant to be like an audio equivalent of Anaphile, just talking about the things that got me into anime. I might try and reinvent it in some way. As for Anaphile, maybe some kind of pared back thing, maybe much more casual, like say, if I've been watching an anime, I'll talk about it under the Anaphile banner. How about that? Do you play Dragon Ball FighterZ? And also, what is your favorite Dragon Ball game? I gotta say, Dragon Ball Fusions was a fantastic game to play through. It was so innovative and original. I adored playing that, and I loved the playthrough that I did on my main channel. I'll leave a link to it somewhere here. As for FighterZ, it's a great game. I haven't played through all of it because I got on PS4 and I was streaming it for a little bit, but I kind of fell out of it, but I have got the Switch version and I'm gonna really get back into that as well. Maybe stream that or maybe just play it in my own time. I actually wasn't going to leave a comment, but that quote from the Bicentennial Man got me intrigued. My question is, why that quote? Oh, one is glad to be of service, I hear you say? Ah, well, you see, the Bicentennial Man was a story that I saw in the cinema, and it was the first movie I bought on DVD with my own money. That movie is just so moving. A lot of people find it really tacky and not one of Robin Williams' best movies, but to me, it just feels really, really touching. A robot that wants to become a human, then has to deal with the aspect of not being immortal anymore. And, you know, just instead of saying you're welcome, it was just one is glad to be of service. It's just, that is a quote that has endured throughout my time on like Twitter and stuff like that. If you look on my Twitter account, it's there, and it's always been there. As well as the whole one and only true ninja from England. That was a little coin phrase that I got from Kira Buckland back in the day when we used to do 2x2 Shinobiden, you know, the skits. That was nice. But yeah, that comes from there because that movie means a lot to me. What happened to the first 2 ARC reviews of Dragon Ball Super? Put simply, the algorithm didn't like it, and nobody really cared. And I think people didn't really want to look back on those 2 arcs because, as we all know, they weren't exactly great at the first watching of it. So why would you want to go back and relive it? I probably might go back to it in my own time, or maybe like do like kind of a short and sweet kind of recap instead of a review. Maybe we might do that. I might just see through the Beerus Battle of Gods arc the standard way, and then for the rest of Resurrection F, I'll just do it like recap or something like that. The only question I have is, how long have you done voice acting? I think it was actually 13 years ago yesterday that I set up a Voice Acting Alliance account. That was the most important decision I made in my life right now, because without it, I wouldn't have gone on to do Naruto Abridged with Vegeta 3986, and I wouldn't have met people from Team 4 Star, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So there you go. So 13 years. Can I buy you a pint? If we're talking about a pint of kiwi and lime old moot, then I would be absolutely down for that. Thank you. Who is your favorite gaming character? Well, one of them would be Talizora from the Mass Effect series. She is just so cool, and I just think she's great. She's a really tough, spunky character, and, you know, can really do stuff, is really important. I really didn't think much of her in the first game, but in the second game, she really came into her own with her own side quest and side missions of that. Those were really, really big. What does Philly look like? And if you've already shown her, I need the link. The mystery of the girlfriend lives on. Well, she's not my girlfriend anymore, she's my fiancé. We got engaged a few months back, you see. She works as a teacher in real life, and she would prefer not to be seen, just, you know, out of preference. Simple as that, really. She absolutely loves hearing from you and the positive comments, but she's mainly going to be sticking to behind the camera. I mean, in her way, as she said it one time, she wants to be like my PR almost, just kind of giving me creative ideas. She does give me a lot of cool ideas, Go Q&A being one of them. Philly is very, very smart and very, very observant. And that, my friends, is the comment section reborn once again. If you want to have a question answered by me, just leave it down in the comments and I will get to it for the next one. Maybe sometime later this week, maybe next week. I'm not sure about a schedule, but we'll see where we go from here. But until next time, guys, I hope you're doing well. Share this video, subscribe, click the bell, and one is glad to be of service.